What are the 5 most common pitfalls for an agent when completing a sale agreement? Number 1, marital status. Know whether your parties are married in community of property, out of community of property, whether they are unmarried or married according to the laws of a foreign country. This will determine who needs to sign the sale agreement and if, for an example, a spouse needs to assist with the transaction. Number 2, legal entities. Make sure you have a valid resolution by the time that the sale agreement is concluded. The date in the resolution must be prior to the date mentioned in the sale agreement. If, for example, it is a company, then all the directors need to authorize the transaction in the resolution. They need to appoint a representative who's going to act on their behalf, and that representative will then be the one responsible for signing the sale agreement and also signing the transfer documents. If you don't have a valid resolution or the resolution has been signed after the date in the sale agreement, it will render the transaction null and void. Number 3, VAT and transfer duty. Know whether your transaction will attract VAT or transfer duty. If it is a VATable transaction, then you need to make sure whether VAT must be included in your selling price or excluded. If no mention is made of VAT and it is a VATable transaction, VAT will be deemed to be included in your selling price, and your seller will be caught off guard by having to pay 15% of the selling price to the receiver of revenue. At least if mention is made of who needs to pay the VAT, then your parties will not be caught off guard. Number 4, when it comes to the acceptance date in the sale agreement, make sure that you don't lose sight of it, especially if you are very busy with your negotiations between the seller and the buyer. If the seller does not accept your offer within the specified time, depending on the wording of your sale agreement, it could mean that the sale is null and void. Number 5, defects. When taking a mandate, make sure that a proper disclosure is done by your seller of all the defects to the property. Note these properly in your disclosure form and disclose these to your buyer so that afterwards there is no reason for unhappiness about defects and everybody was fully up to date about what the condition of the property is.